You're standing in a dealership. The salesman is pointing at a brand new ATV. Touchscreen display, Bluetooth connectivity, ride modes, power steering, a price tag that could buy a small used car. Now step back, way back, 25 years back, before touchscreens, before ride modes, before ECUs that need a dealer computer to diagnose, before CVTs that eat belts, before power steering pumps that fail, before all of it. There's a machine from 1998, 1999, 2000 that is better than anything you can buy new today. Not cheaper, not comparable, better. Better engineering, better durability, better repairability, better value, better character. Today, I'm going to tell you about that machine. I'm going to name it. I'm going to tell you why it's better. And I'm going to tell you where to find one. If you're a senior rider from the US, Canada, or Europe who remembers when ATVs were built to last forever, this video is going to make you smile. And if you're a younger rider who's only known modern machines, this video might change everything you think you know. Let's start with the machine itself. The machine. Honda 4Trax Foreman 450, 1998 to 2004. The Honda Foreman 450. Produced from 1998 to 2004. The peak of Honda's utility ATV engineering. Before emissions regulations strangled carburetors. Before electronics took over. Before accountants started cost-cutting every component. Here's what the 450 Foreman has that no new machine can match. A carburetor. Yes, I said carburetor. Before you roll your eyes, hear me out. A carburetor can be rebuilt with a $5 kit and basic hand tools. A carburetor doesn't have sensors that fail. A carburetor doesn't need a dealer computer to diagnose. A carburetor doesn't leave you stranded because a $200 throttle position sensor got wet. Fuel injection is more efficient. Fuel injection starts better in cold weather. But fuel injection is also complex, expensive to fix, and impossible to repair on the trail. The 450's carburetor? Pull it off. Clean it. Put it back. 15 minutes. You're riding again. A real transmission. No CVT, no belt, no clutch to burn up. The 450 Foreman uses a traditional manual transmission with a real clutch lever. It's 5 speeds with reverse. You shift it yourself. It never slips. It never overheats. It never needs a $150 belt every 1,000 miles. And if something does break, you can rebuild that transmission with hand tools and a service manual. Try that on a modern Polaris CVT, no power steering. That sounds like a downside until you realize that power steering pumps fail, sensors fail, and the steering rack fails. None of that exists on a 450. The steering is direct. It's heavy at a standstill. But at speed, it's perfect. You feel everything. You learn to ride with your body, not with electronic assists. A steel frame, not aluminum, not composite. Steel, heavy, strong, weldable. If a modern ATV cracks its frame, you're looking at thousands of dollars or a totaled machine. If a 450 cracks its frame, you find someone with a welder. $40 later, it's stronger than new. Simple electronics. The 450 has a CDI ignition, a voltage regulator, and a few switches. That's it. No ECU, no CAN bus, no sensors, no codes. If it doesn't start, you check spark, fuel, compression. The same diagnostic process that worked in 1950 works on a 450. Overbuilt everything. The 450 was designed in an era when Honda still built machines for a 20-year service life. The axles are thick, the bushings are durable, the plastic is thick, the bolts are quality. Every component was over-engineered because Honda wanted these machines to outlast their original owners. They succeeded. Now pause here. How many of you remember the Foreman 450? How many of you own one? Comment below, because I'm about to tell you why modern machines can't touch it. Why modern machines are worse. Let me compare the 450 to a modern ATV point by point. Reliability. A modern ATV might go 2,000 miles before something major fails. A well-maintained 450 will go 10,000. I've seen 450s with 15,000 miles on original engines. You'll never see that from a modern Polaris or Can-Am. Repairability. On a modern ATV, you need dealer software to diagnose most problems. On a 450, you need a multimeter and a service manual. That's it. Any mechanic can work on a 450. Any home mechanic with basic skills can work on a 450. Parts are everywhere. Used parts are cheap. New old stock is still available. Cost of ownership. A new ATV costs $12,000. It will depreciate to $6,000 in 3 years. It will need expensive repairs along the way. A 450 costs $2,000 to $3,000. It will not depreciate. It will not need expensive repairs. The total cost of ownership over 5 years is a fraction of a new machine. Character. This is subjective, but I'll say it anyway. The 450 has soul. It has a thumping, thrumming, agricultural feel that no modern machine can replicate. It vibrates. It makes mechanical noises. It feels alive in a way that a sterile, silent, power steering-assisted modern ATV never will. You don't ride a 450. You partner with it. You learn its quirks, its preferences, its moods. That's not romanticism. That's the difference between a machine built by engineers who ride and a machine built by accountants who spreadsheet. The other legends from the same era. The 450 Foreman is the king, but it's not alone. Here are other machines from the same era that are better than anything new. Yamaha Grizzly 600, 1998 to 2001. The original Grizzly. A 595 cubic centimeters single cylinder with a legendary CVT that actually lasted. The 600 had a wet clutch that eliminated the grabby engagement of modern CVTs. It was heavy. It was loud. It was nearly indestructible. A clean Grizzly 600 will still sell for $3,000 today. That's more than it costs new, adjusted for inflation. Suzuki King Quad 300, 1991 to 2002. The little engine that couldn't die. The 300 was air-cooled, simple, slow, and absolutely unkillable. It's still used by farms, ranches, and hunting camps around the world. Parts are still available. The design was so good that Suzuki barely changed it for a decade. Kawasaki Bayou 220 and 300, 1980s to 1990s. The Bayou was the workhorse of its era. Air-cooled, simple, no frills. It was the ATV equivalent of a tractor. Thousands are still running today. You can find a clean Bayou for under $1,500. That's the best value in the entire ATV market. Honda TRX 300 to 4 tracks, 1988 to 2000. The predecessor to the Foreman. The 300 was legendary. It was the best-selling ATV of its era for a reason. It was simple, reliable, and capable. A clean TRX 300 will still command $2,000 to $3,000 today. That's incredible for a 25-year-old machine. What you give up with a 25-year-old ATV? I'm not going to pretend these old machines are perfect. They're not. Here's what you lose compared to a modern ATV. Suspension. Old ATVs have basic suspension. The ride is rougher. Your back will feel it. If you have bad knees or a bad back, a modern independent rear suspension is a genuine improvement. Comfort. Seats are harder. Handlebars are less adjustable. The riding position is more agricultural. Modern ATVs are ergonomically designed. Old ATVs are not. Ground clearance. Most old ATVs have 8 inches or less. Modern utility quads have 10 or 11. If you ride rocky terrain, that matters. Power. A 450 Foreman makes about 25 horsepower. A modern 850 makes over 60. You're not winning any drag races, but you're not supposed to. The 450 is a workhorse. not a racehorse. Electric start only on some models. Some old ATVs have kickstarters or pull starters. That's fine if you're young. At 70, pulling a starter cord is not fun. Look for electric start models. Parts availability for niche models. The Honda 450 has excellent parts support. The Yamaha Grizzly 600 is decent. But some old ATVs have parts that are impossible to find. Do your research before you buy. How to find a clean 25-year-old ATV. If I've convinced you to look for an old machine, here's how to find a good one. Search for the right years. For the Foreman 450, focus on 1998 to 2004. For the Grizzly 600, 1998 to 2001. For the TRX 300, 1988 to 2000. For the King Quad 300, 1991 to 2002. For the Bayou, 1985 to 2000. Look for low miles. Under 2,000 is ideal. Under 5,000 is good. Over 10,000 is high, but still acceptable if the price is right and the maintenance is documented. Check for modifications. Stock machines are worth more. Modified machines usually mean the owner beat on it. Walk away from big lifts, big tires, and aftermarket exhausts. Bring a mechanic. If you don't know old ATVs, bring someone who does. Pay them $100 to inspect the machine. It's cheap insurance. Be patient. Good examples don't come up every day. Check Facebook Marketplace. Check Craigslist. Check ATV forums. Set alerts. Wait for the right one. What to pay? Here are current market prices for clean examples of these legends. Honda Foreman 450, 1998 to 2004. $2,500 to $3,500. Yamaha Grizzly 600, 1998 to 2001. $2,000 to $3,000. Honda TRX 300 4-tracks, 1988 to 2000. $1,500 to $2,500. Suzuki King Quad 300, 1991 to 2002. $1,000 to $1,800 Kawasaki Bayou 300, 1985 to 2000. $800 to $1,500. Compare those prices to a new ATV at $8,000 to $15,000. The math is not complicated. The emotional case for old ATVs. Let me tell you something that doesn't show up on any spec sheet. Old ATVs have history. They have stories. They have patina. When you ride a 25-year-old Foreman, you're connected to every rider who threw a leg over it before you. You're riding a piece of ATV history. That matters. Maybe it doesn't matter to you, but it matters to a lot of us. Modern ATVs are appliances. They're efficient, they're capable, they're soulless. Old ATVs are characters. They have personalities. They make demands. They reward you for understanding them. I'd rather ride a machine that makes me smile than a machine that makes me sterile. Your turn. Now I want to hear from the old-timers. What old ATV do you still ride? How many miles? What have you fixed? What's still original? And I want to hear from the young riders who've discovered old machines. What did you buy? Why? Are you glad you did? Share your stories in the comments. And share photos if you can. The ATV community needs to remember what we've lost. Next week, I'm making a video about how to modernize an old ATV. Disc brake conversions, LED lights, digital gauges, making a 25-year-old machine ride like a new one. Hit like if you want to see it. Until then, keep the rubber side down and your carburetor clean. The old ones are still out there. They're still running. And they're still better than anything new.